Okay, welcome to episode 56 of my 248k run on a Ruben world with a 10 times science multiplier. And yeah, in between kind of smacked together some of this stuff, it went pretty easily on the grounds that this is still just copied and pasted from somewhere else. And then I also decided to not really care about where the rail grid was on the site that we were landfilling. So all of this has gone in pretty well. I think we've also, yeah, we got a bunch of landfill. We could just keep doing this kind of stuff. Don't even worry about the fish at this point. And I think we're just gonna go. Do we go all the way? I think we just go to that's as far as I need. But yeah, this should hopefully. Actually, let's fuel these guys first. This should hopefully address all of the power grid issues that we previously had. And yeah, so I've also got this uranium-233 because what else am I doing with it? That's not what we'll fuel this thing with, but it'll use it up, you know, whatever. And so yeah, so along this side we have 168 turbines out of, I should have 170, so it's not quite fully utilized, but whatever, we probably won't be fully utilized. And then on this side, we need to just finish building this thing, I guess. Let's grab all of this, and then, do I need to flip this? It looks like that just goes there. It looks like all the power poles are aligned as well. And then actually check that, okay, so some of these, I need like a rubber port in here or something to connect these guys, because all of those things being on the same rubber port, kind of a big deal for purposes of actually connecting, you know, Logibots being able to deliver fuel and stuff like that. So yeah, this is going pretty well, I think. What do I even need? Oh, I need this for this pipe here. Yeah, that's why I need that. That's a good reason. Those should probably be included then. And then that I don't know what I need it for, but whatever. And then yeah, this. Yeah, are we even? That's not on the grid yet, is it? I'd need one over here as well. Let's actually check that. Yeah, so that's going to, if I have some more power poles down this side, should connect everything up. But this actually isn't. Let's actually. I will need some more power poles through here. And then I also need just more of these things, right? 144, yeah. So if I have another 18, that will take me close to the 170 per side that this core will generate. But then also we need to, oh yeah, have these guys connect somewhere. And then also have a little bit more landfill, I guess here, because we needed another rubber port. Is this rubber port going to have... Yeah, it looks like it's going to have just enough build range. And then let's also connect this over here. Let's have these guys connect through the middle as well. And then, yeah, I did need some number of power poles through here, so these things will actually connect. And then this was without the extra line, wasn't it? It was without the extra line, so I'd need to tap in just a little bit. Hopefully I have enough landfill. This will be a bit of a mess if I don't have enough landfill, because in addition to just this row of stuff, I kind of need two more. I need one more. This might work. Yeah, I need two more squares of landfill down the side. It looks like it just worked. Does this guy have build range? Yes, good. Because this has still got the same thing the previous power plant did, where these different lines of steam out have different... Yeah, there's different volumes of steam coming out based on, like, this pump is 13 exchanges, and then ones in here are 12, and these ones here are 10. So we're just going to deal with that by, yeah, and then this setup is kind of simpler. Each of these things just run into two turbines on the two rows of turbines on this side. But the thing we're going to do to deal with the fact that all of these pumps have slightly different amounts is just connect them on the other side. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully that works. I mean, fluid throughput's still a weird thing that I don't completely understand, and hopefully we just hack it together and that all works. But the reason why I need two spaces of landfill down the outside is because we still got to connect all of those up so they're actually on the grid. And hopefully these guys have, yeah, they have build range on all of it. So yeah, these guys here are now looking across the water at like 4 gigawatts of power generation, and are probably kind of concerned about what's happening here. Yeah, and then I also realized that, yeah, not caring about what this grid did meant that these two grids, this grid here is kind of important if I'm expanding to the east at all, because without the trains at the top, and with these guys being blocked by these roboports, all the train traffic will eventually go through. I guess there's this one as well. So I've got 3 lines of train, which is going to be enough if I want to go any further to the east. But yeah, these guys are, yeah, between the, so these trees are absorbing a lot, which is nice, but the pollution is just running across the water from this oil collection and this train fuel collection, and yeah, so that's the power grid done, right? Like these guys still don't have, these guys don't have requests set up yet. But also whatever, I think we're just gonna let those guys run through those 17, because also, yeah, how do I get out of here? I get out this way. Also discovered that I guess those can stay there. I could take them with me. I could just LD them. Yeah, also found out that the power grid wasn't nearly as stressed as it was previously. It kind of isn't a 5-hour option. The 10-hour is not going to show us what we need to. Yeah, the power grid has not been stressed as recently because, quite pleasantly, let's find these old blue chips. They're full. Let's find the red chips we put down earlier, which are over here, and these guys are full as well. So a lot of the, yeah, I think it was the assembler 1, no, assembler 3. Yeah, this tick down here, actually, this is the pollution one rather than the electricity one, but the point is still made. A lot of these assemblers kind of turned off, and then it picked up again here when I turned the silo back on to cache even more space science. But that's kind of, and then that should be done now, right? These guys are starting to output. These pipes are at temperature, all of these guys, yeah, oh yeah, this is fine. This is completely running. Do I want a radar out here? I've kind of got radar coverage here. I've got radar coverage. Actually, really, is this? Maybe the construction range. Does the construction range and the radar range happen to perfectly go to the end of the power grid? That's pretty funny. So yeah, we've got 162 over there, 168 over here. I need like 350 in total, so that's not quite it. But whatever, we've got more power grid, that's done. Bots can take these back to storage somewhere else. Yeah, because there were a couple of other things that I noticed along the way. In fact, let's just do this. I don't think I left a train over here. Yeah, we'll do this with a train, because we could do it somewhere else, because there are a couple of other things that I noticed about stuff. This is facing the wrong way. It's not facing the wrong way. Is this... It is facing the wrong way. Okay. Yeah, we got to do train fuel again. I thought train fuel was done, but it kind of isn't, for somewhat interesting reasons that we'll talk about when we get there. Also, I'm researching Spidertron, because, yeah, let's finish that other thing off first. I was working on this KI3 technology, and then was looking at this number here, and then noticed that actually there's a multiplier by all of the normal techs as well. So for each 30-second cycle, I need 80 utility science. So this kind of ratios the normal, quote, normal science to the beacon science. The effect being that this isn't a cheap tech at all. This still costs me like 40,000 yellow and purple science. And I don't need this yet. I'm not in a position to be doing anything with this yet, so we can that. We go after Spidertron, we'll get some of these things, we'll put this back later. The other thing I realized about the tech stuff, yeah, let's do that first actually, is actually it's going to be from this menu again, isn't it? Yeah, if we look at the amount of purple and yellow science that I was, actually let's just do yellow science. Yeah, this kind of weird sawtooth thing is also because it's a rail base, but also like the labs are peaking at about 800 science a minute and then just running out of science because there isn't that much on the trains. And so this means that labs are over beaconed. It also kind of means like this is a fast tick. It's like a 30-second cycle. These ones are 100-second cycles. So I've got, it's not quite as bad as that sawtooth would suggest, but I reckon I can still save a couple of beacons. Like these, I don't know if I really need to be saving. Like, I don't know if 4 beacons are really going to get it done. Like, but I am also kind of approaching not having many beacons to play with, depending on what else I have to build. But, so yeah, so that's that. We're kind of moving through Spidertron. The other interesting problem about why the train fuel isn't working, I mean, it looks like it's working. It kind of is, it's kind of not. The issue I realized it had is that, yeah, this water tank here, like this pump here is pumping in at less than 200k, but we've got more than 200k. What's going on there? It turns out the amount of acidic water I'm spitting out is giving me so much water that this tank is building up, and I'm just not using enough water in the cracking, because that's the only place here that actually uses water. Not using enough water in the cracking to keep that balance of the acidic water dealt with. And so as a result, I've already flushed this tank already, and then we've already got another 30k of water building up as we're looking at it. So I think the solution to that is going to be, like down here, we've got all these guys that are still also on sulfur-driven oil processing. And there were other recipes as well, and I'm kind of hoping that... Yeah, so the other one I was looking at, kerosene stuff, carbon-driven oil processing, kerosene separation. Yeah, the one I was like this is like the generic. This one you research before researching any of the carbon or sulfur specific ones. The outputs are in exactly the same order as the carbon-driven one, and then also the sulfur-driven one. It's all petroleum gas, acid gas, kerosene, heavy oil. This one is also petroleum gas, acid gas, kerosene, heavy oil. It just has a lot more heavy oil and much less gas. And also, having less acid gas coming out, still fine because I've got the other sulfur burning ones and we're making acid out of that anyway. Having more heavy oil will also mean I get more petroleum gas, which is the thing I care about, and I'm hoping that if we switch this, then yeah, all of these outputs being in the same order on the recipe means that this building in the same place also works fine. Doesn't work fine because it doesn't have crushed coal, but I reckon that's going to be the key to our plan. I reckon we just, yeah, we now break all of this, having put this in. We're not going to break all of this, we're just going to clean all the sulfur off the belt and change this to the coal recipe, which it is, and then this other sulfur, like these guys are still making enough sulfur for themselves. It's fine. The sulfur can go in here, so we don't need to worry about that either. And what I reckon I do is maybe just here, because we're not putting anything else in here because all of these pump jacks are in the way. But I should have... Okay, I don't. What I want is a station that crushes coal. So first of all, isn't there... Where was I making the... Is this the... Yeah, this is the carbon fiber reinforced plastic station. So somewhere over here, there should be... Yeah, I don't need the carbon fiber, but I do want this coal crushing pattern. But then I also need a coal request station. Because I don't think I have coal... I don't think I have... Not that. I don't think I have crushers on me at the moment. Is these... Where is... Is it not that far? Is it... It's not that one, is it? It's one with a... It is on this side. Maybe it's not at the top. Cool, good job keeping track of all the things. Okay, so where would another coal request... I'm sure it was... Maybe it is... No, that's the acid. This is like the third or fourth time that I've lost track of where I thought I'd put a thing. Cool, I guess. Let's find another coal station then, and then I should have... This is a, yeah, these are having coal stations, not a coal request station. So where would I... Oh, hey, here's the carbon fiber reinforced plastic thing that I was trying to find. Cool, good job. So we grab... Well, this has actually got the old fuel request on it. Cool, that took me way longer than it should have. So we grab one of these. We put it, say, here. And now we've got coal turning up over here. How much coal do these things actually need? I suspect it's not that much. 10 crushed coal in 5 seconds, and we're giving them a bit of a slower... Oh, these ones on the outside have slow build speed, don't they? And the ones in the middle have slightly more build speed. Okay, sure. Have bots... Yeah, bots actually don't have the crushers that they need here. Oh, well. Can I still do... Because this is still 1 to 2 from a recipe. How many of these... So each of these needs 2 a second, so I reckon I'm still completely fine doing, again, this kind of awful hack. Oh, except it needs to be with this kind of belt, because bots don't have yellow belt, which is fine. And then over here we just have... Let's still prioritize out of the bottom of that thing, but also let's use this space reasonably effectively. I don't even remember what kind of rates these guys worked with. But we're just going to kind of smash a bunch of those in there. That'll be fine. And then half a red... Oh, and then these guys also need the inserter upgrades because bots don't have that kind of belt and they also don't have those kinds of inserters. But other than that, we should just be able to take this thing and drill it in here-ish, I guess. And now... Yeah, so this is also a thing that will... In fact, that arguably makes this train station more stable, in the sense that these guys have got an internal loop for their sulfur, which is positive sulfur, but never mind. If anything weird ever happens to this where it's somehow run out of sulfur, these ones will still be making all the stuff, including acid gas, from coal and oil, which is just not dependent on that sulfur loop. And so these guys will be able to restart this sulfur loop if they need to, which is pretty cool, so I'm happy with that. And then all these inputs, yeah, all these outputs already connected. Then the other thing is we're going to need more cracking. Like, part of this is we want to use more we want to have more cracking to do so that we're using the water. These guys have given us a bunch of heavy oil, so let's also go and figure out how we want to crack all of that stuff. And this is not super beaconable at this point, is it? Yeah, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of... Oh yeah, all the bots are going to put these in silly places, aren't they? Is there... Oh, this train is here. Yeah, see, as long as this train... This should go back to the build station, and then also wait for me to be present. Yeah, because then it will just stay at the build station. And as long as that's at the build station, anything in these chests will just be available for bots, rather than getting nuked, getting taken back to the other build section. Okay, so the plan here is going to be more of this stuff, which is fine, which bots I think have all of those. This isn't going to be in the same place anymore. We're going to beacon these guys a bit, probably not hugely, probably about that much, and then we're going to have mostly the same pattern, which I okay, I still have these things. In that case, we're going to do basically the same pattern. This is going to go also here. Yeah, sure. And then this thing is going to be the light cracking. Power grid is... Yeah, and power grid is now up to 5 gigawatts, so that's kind of fine. These guys have not got power, but that's fine because we can kind of add these things in here. And then this loop here is that's the light oil, yes, coming out of this thing. going into the light oil cracking, and then we also need to connect water, which happens to be that easy. And then half of these things don't need to exist anymore. That was one that did actually need to exist. But then also, half of these don't need to exist either because we've broken it up in a different way. So hopefully we don't have fluid throughput issues with this. There's actually how much? This is not going to be giving us a huge amount of stuff, is it? 95 heavy oil every 5 seconds with roughly 5 because building speeds, whatever. It's not going to be, it's not going to be so much that we actually struggle to process all of it. It's going to be fine. And then we can beacon this harder later if we need to. We're getting 8% productivity up here. We're getting, let's get some of the stuff pumped in. Yeah. We can do that. Is this... I mean, this gives me a bit of space to run through, but I don't think I really mind. And then bots are probably complaining about not having crushers, because we don't have crushers here, so I think that's probably still fine. I think we just go and... I don't even know if this is a... I don't even know if this is a train that I have given... It's not a train that I've given superchargers to. And I've got one supercharger on me, and... Oh, I did actually have a crushing factory. Okay. Sure. Okay. So we need to give... Yeah, so this build train, all of this stuff is going to fall... I mean, that's kind of all stuff that I'm happy just to fall out of the network, isn't it? All of that stuff can just go back on the train. These guys need to go here. And I apparently had them in storage anyway, which is fine. And then the only thing I needed over here was... Or some of... Do I not have chain? I apparently don't have train stuff over there. Yeah, train stuff is not on the main network, or in the train request, is it? Because I didn't think I was going to need that stuff at that point. But we'll take some of these. Maybe I need some more of those request chests. Then I need crushers. And then you are going to need the rail we just picked up. I did have some of these. I don't know why I had some of those. Why do I have 37 bots? I mean, I do have a personal robot board at this point, don't I? And then crushing factories were... Crushing factories were somewhere... I mean, it probably would have been easier just to request these at this point. But I think these guys... Fiber makers. These guys. Crushing factories, yeah. Okay. So we'll get stuck on this mall again a bit. It's fine. We'll run back over to this train. You can have all of the crushing factories. And now you just go to the East Build Depot. And yeah, that should take care of all of the things that are blinking over here. And then we should get these guys online. Half a red belt of crushed coal is going to be completely fine. Do they have efficiency 1 modules? I'm not sure if they have efficiency 1 modules. And then we will, this should hopefully deal with this water oversupply, and then also just get us a bunch of train fuel. And this is, yeah, you can probably, there's probably a train fuel request. It's still the same train station. Okay, fine. Is that train station turning off at the appropriate time? 2.4k. F less than 400. I don't think this train station is doing what it should. That is not a train that... So where is this train fuel train? Oh, it's already there. Okay, because I've now deposited a lot more fuel in that spot than I really needed to. And let's also get some more of these turbocharger things like that, because we need to make this train faster. Because I like fast trains. Yeah, let's go and figure out, like, this... Where is it? It's here. This is a train station that should be turning itself off, because it's now got a lot of fuel there, and isn't. So something is slightly messed up about that. Maybe it's the combinator that I copied from some other place. Because this looks like it should be turning off in the correct way, but then this thing... is adding everything and outputting it as F. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so this guy was just not... It wasn't circuited to... So yeah, so I've now got a lot of train fuel, which I'm kind of okay with. We're gonna figure out what to do with that anyway. Okay, so actually let's check that these guys have... I mean, they might be complaining about their efficiency beacons now. They are in fact complaining about their efficiency beacons now, but that's still fine. Are you guys making crafting speed? Because the thing is, I don't know how many of those I need, but I also kind of don't care. I think it's going to be fine. Yeah, let's go and do the next things that we need to do, which were... Like, we've got a bunch of lead coolant, we've got a bunch of crystals. We need to be doing crystals and magnets things with that kind of stuff. So let's, yeah, over here I've got, yeah, these crystals. Those are exactly the crystals I want to be doing things with. Actually, I might need those for car, but these I won't need. These... Okay, this train can come back. Yeah, figuring out... I mean, there's a decent amount of garbage that I don't need here that isn't going to be super useful, like pump jacks, these things, offshore pumps, some chem plants. I guess some beacons will keep. Some of these fish we don't need. Crystal growers, maybe. Because we're about to go and do that crystal stuff, and then I'm not going to use bots, so we don't need that. This train is here because I forgot to give you these things, and then this other stuff you're just taking back into storage. You know what? You just go and do that anyway. Okay, so we did have a spot somewhere where we were making a lot of lead coolant. Yeah, down here. Based on the fact that these things are a mess. Oh no, this isn't... That's not where I'm making lead coolant, that's where I'm requesting lead coolant, because we realized that the train stations in the other place were going to be too much of a problem. But yeah, this is where we're going to do a bunch of... Yeah, a bunch of fusion-like stuff. Like, you are... 50k? Am I happy with 50k lead coolant here? You know what? Let me bro, you can be active as long as you have less than... lead coolant is going to be in the fusion stage. 200k? Get me 200k lead coolant. And then you are going between... What did I even call that station? Have soothing lead? Yeah. And this wants to be full to empty. So we'll have it go around a couple of times. We'll get us some more lead coolant here, which is fine. We've got... Why is this train station not turning off? Is this... It looks like this station is connecting to the pole, and yeah, it wasn't connected to the tank. So we're now completely full there, which is probably fine. Yeah, and then we've got to go and do... Yeah, we've got these turbines. This is the recipe that upgrades the refined crystals using liquid lead coolant and gives us bigger crystals. Actually, there was another thing. Yeah, I was going to get these out of the way, wasn't I? I think the way we're going to get these out of the way, like this train station doesn't need to exist, and then we're just going to have pipes that I have on my hotbar. It's fine, and bots are going to help us. Because I remember the other station where this was a thing was not actually that far away. It was... is this even going to thread... Can I even just thread this through here? Apparently this lines up just completely fine. Sure. And then we're going to pump this in on this side. And yeah, so these tanks still have space because this train station only turns on when they're kind of low. A train out of fuel is interesting. Hopefully it's the one that's going between the lead coolant that we just put there. And then yeah, then these tanks will empty themselves into the other tanks, then we'll be able to delete them, then we'll get this whole tile free. And where is this train station? It is in fact the lead coolant train. Okay, good. Because that is simultaneously the least important train and also one that is easiest to fix. And this guy here is also just like a train that's sitting around doing not much. This is still not really worth me running all the way over there, is it? Probably could have got a different train. Okay. This train at least can take us back to where we're going. And then this is complaining about, yeah, all of these are the train fuel request things from the west part of the grid, which still doesn't have all the request boxes it needs. Now, what was I doing? Yeah, so we're going to Logi request these in, because we're making a lot of these. I think, yeah, let's just check how many of those I've got. I suspect that at this point those guys are nearly completely full. That's the rich water that I wanted. Is this the thorium thing? Yes. And these guys are... Yeah, so we've got a chest and a half of these guys already. They are just banging through it, which is fantastic. Are we emptying this train? We are, in fact, emptying this train and slowly getting through this. So we've got a lot of crystals that we need to make. How fast is this recipe? 3 seconds? But then this uses... Doesn't this building... Yeah, this building is... This is the reason why I was going to turn efficiency 3 modules back on, yeah. Because the thing that struck me is this thing has no pollution rating, but it has a massive energy usage. So I think what we're going to do is... Speed. Okay, so I can't actually use... Because I was going to use a upgrade planner to switch the ones I didn't want into efficiency modules, because I don't have any efficiency modules with me at the moment. So this is going to give me 2 speeds and 4 efficiency modules, because this means we can get more speed out, and then also address the fact that we've got, 264 megawatts of standard usage for a thing that, we can probably do better than that. The other thing I was thinking about is, somewhere, do I have a... I have no idea whether or not I have a magnetizing facility. I will need to request a magnetizing facility. Big turbines, stone quarry, magnetizing facility. I do not have any of them. Yeah, because there are a couple of things we want to make here. We want to make these crystals, which then we could charge, but I think we're just going to dump them in the network instead. And then these things also want to be making... The other thing to try to do today are magnets. Magnets which require 2 other things, but it's probably fine. And then there's the other fusion data stuff as well. And I don't know whether we're doing that. They're not the other fusion stuff I wanted. These are, laser data. Laser data just takes coolant. Magnetizing data takes neodymium, which I also needed for the magnets, so that's great. Plasma data just takes stone. Because the thing I was looking at is, so there are 5 ways to get fusion data, which I haven't looked at yet, but they're all a bit of a mess in a way that's going to be fun. And then each of these 3 data types, there's just one way to get them. And then the fusion data is a combination of all of these things. So I think we leave the fusion tech as a combination of all of these things. The fusion data, I think we leave till later, but all of these 3 things look pretty tractable, especially if I've got still 31k. Okay, we're going to try a different approach with this as well. There, and then you guys need some of this stuff, and that's going to empty out that tank super fast. So we're calling in water, we don't actually need any more of this lead coolant, do we? Let's get one more shipment of lead coolant. And then this train is going to arrive here, and then we are going to stop it. And then this thing should... Oh, these... None of those are circuit conditioned. Why are you not... Oh, because you need to be in a station for those to connect. Yeah, so we're now gonna get rid of the station. And we've got, 250 coal lead coolant to play with. And yeah, so somewhere from a bunch of these sources we're going to get, yeah, so what do we want to make? We want to make magnetizing data, and we want to make magnets. Are these also, these are also buildings that have massive electrical consumption and no pollution rating. So I think we're going to do the same thing with this. Give me this back. Yeah, and we can't have them right next to each other because the hot will try to go into, yeah, the hot lead will try to go into the cold lead, and that won't work. But with these modules, I should be able to do the same kind of thing here. I think we're going to upgrade these to efficiency 3, speed 3 later. Give me this thing back, and then just do another version with modules. Yeah, because we've got to figure out how these things are going to arrive. And then I've also got these big turbines, which are going to be an important part of the plan. I think what I do, given that if this is going to be the hot lead place, if some of these two are going to be the hot lead place things next to each other, then we just run over here and figure that we're going to get from somewhere, I guess here, we're going to get a pipe of hot lead. And then we're going to have some heat exchangers in various positions. I don't think, yeah, we do need to change, there's actually a recipe to set with this, which is fine. And then, what's a good pattern for this thing? Because we've kind of got to get, you don't have, oh, you can have modules. What does that even mean? Okay, so we can speed module these things. These things get the crafting speed, but they have no pollution downside, and they have no electrical usage. So I see no reason not to immediately just do everything with these guys at a prod mod 3 rate. Cool. And then I guess the next thing is going to be big turbines. These guys don't have a recipe. These will consume 100 steam. This guy with its 40% out will make 140 steam. So I think we want to go one of these guys to two of these guys, especially as we're never going to be at full electrical usage. And then let's also just check on these guys, because these are, oh, they're not actually out yet. I was expecting them to be out. Okay, fine. I'm expecting all these things to be at kind of half usage at any point. Can we... And then how many of these... If this is 100 a second, okay, so I guess to know how many of these things we want to build, we've got to kind of poke our nose into these things again and see that 10 per second, 10 per second, 10 per second, 10 per second. Okay, so that's pretty good, because I think what it means I can do is have some of these things... Oh, this is the hot lead side, isn't it? Hot lead here. Water out of several of these. And then we can have, yeah, we can do like water here. This is the other reason why I want to do big turbine stuff with critical steam rather than any of the other steam recipes, because the other steam recipes use vastly more water to cool down the same amount of lead, which means I have fluid throughput issues, whereas this critical steam is just 100 of each, and we can move that around pretty easily. Why is my science bad? Everything is just fine? I'm waiting on purple science. Waiting on purple science is a situation I'm fine with. Yeah, okay, sure. Because I think the next one's also purple science. Yeah, okay, in that case we're doing that first, and then we'll do some rocket stuff, because that will free us from the slightly slower purple science. Okay, so let's kind of plug this in, I guess. We want one of these here, one of these here, one of these like... So this can all be a big line of stuff. Somehow we've also got to get the cold lead back out. And then let's actually... Yeah, let's put them... Oh, these big turbines also have the both... Yeah, these inputs can be fluid inputs in and out, which is kind of fantastic, because it means we can... Oh, they're probably still going to need power grid as well, aren't they? because they are a power output thing. But it means we can just do something like, here's a thing, followed by here's a lot of pipe, followed by, where are my big turbines at? No, I don't even... I guess we could just line these up with the big turbines later. Is that going to annoy me? Maybe that annoys me. Because the thing I'm thinking is we just then copy this thing and we just line this up in a couple of other places. And that's all fine. So we've got water coming in. We will have a place to put hot oil. We can have a bunch of these things around the place. Yeah, it's going to annoy me. Take these things and move them one further to the side, because that way... Okay, what happened there? Okay. That was the one I was using to line things up and it was in the wrong place. Yeah, move these one to the side so that the outside ones are covered by these poles. And then all we need to do is have poles in here. And we've got big turbines. And I think each of these is, yeah, each of these is 200 megawatts if they're running. So this could also, and we can also just, okay, we can have some of that in there. We can also just, this will add 200 megawatts times, yeah, so we've added another potentially gigawatt of power there. In practice, I think that these magnets and things are not going to get to that kind of output. But where are we? Yeah, so this is, so then we want this to pump back in. This... Do I put in a fifth? No, we'll be fine. We won't need... We will do rail grid stuff if we need more than this. So this can come over here. I just, you know, I could have also used a pipe there. This will make not really much of a difference. So we're going to cycle the cold coolant through this tank. We'll put hot coolant into this pipe somehow. Then that'll go through these exchanges into these big turbines, all of which are on the grid, all of which are not on the grid. That would have been a bit of an issue. I thought this pole was doing what it needed to, but it apparently is not. So let's have one... Yeah, those guys there will connect. Let's also connect it over here. And yeah, so now those guys will be on the grid, and then we can just build a bunch of this stuff. So, yeah, laser data straight up just takes coolant. Wild. I don't know how much of the stuff I need. I think I'm also tempted to, yeah, those we can blast now, to try and build this in a way that I can extend it later. Maybe, although I think at this point I should just hack any old thing in, and once I have a better feel for what the recipes actually are, then get around to actually doing a thing. So let's, enough of that yammer, let's actually get a thing built. The hot coolant is going out this way, so we can have... that worked out better than expected. Except this one of these things is on fusion data, and we don't want it on fusion data, we want this one. Okay. And then let's link this up. And then let's do, I mean, I could have copied these guys quite separately, couldn't I? Okay, so all of that's doing a thing. Then we also need this kind of business over here. And I guess we are going to pump out of this, aren't we? So now I'm less happy about how all that's lined up, but never mind. Oh, that's super annoying. Okay, whatever. Yeah, then we've got all these guys who are trying to make crystals for us. Something like that. And I think all we do with this is we go... I mean, we can probably even just use long-handeds and just straight up not care, because we've got a ton of space at this point. So I think if we move that to here, actually it's gonna need to go... It's gonna need to go here or something, isn't it? Because what I was thinking is... Like, here's this belt. And then this is exactly the pattern we use in all of these places. And then we want stuff that's on the inside. Yeah, we want this to be on the inside of the belt. And we have to have more of the... Yeah, this is definitely hacking a thing in a first time and not being particularly happy with it. Yeah, we want refined crystals. Let's have 400 refined crystals. Thanks. You can bring me a lot of stuff. You can all go on this belt. You guys are all doing everything you need to. You don't have these crystals yet. And then over here, the reason why this is in the spot that it is... Okay, I don't have a storage chest. I'm kind of disappointed about not having a storage chest. I'm going to just find a storage chest that I can queue. There should be one in... Oh, is this? It is. And then we can just do this, and yeah, we don't have those things yet, but whatever. Wait, no, this is yeah, the reason why there was space. Yeah, cool. Okay. But this is also the wrong way around. That's the way around it wants to be. And then this one is still in the spot that's kind of annoying. That is going to continue to annoy me. Okay. So how can we do this one differently? If the box is here... No, it's still just going to be bad, isn't it? I think we just tolerate this being bad. That's the wrong way around again. I just did that thing. Okay, fine. This can go here, and then we can... That's going to put it in the robot port. That's also not going to work. Cool. So I guess we do this, and then this also needs to be here. Yeah, builds that I now hate. Oh, and also need to queue the thing again, because I never had the thing, and the bots did. And yeah, that was all quite disappointing. Anyway, these guys are getting a lot of rock spore from along the map, side of the map, and we are now making high energy crystals, kind of. You get out of here. And then, actually, the thing I did want, the thing I decided that was going to be necessary, is probably... I think that just cut it off, but I think if we have a steam tank here... Because I'm still not exactly sure how much of this I'm going to be making and or using, but it's probably going to be fine. Okay. So that's one of the things we've got done. I think over... Yeah, so what did I need to bring in? I needed to bring in neodymium and stone, and then also fiberglass reinforced plastic, because I'm going to have a magnets node out, and I'm going to have a node where I bring in... Yeah, I think I just do these... Oh, yeah, we just make... I don't think we make a laser data here, do we? I think we just make... Maybe I plan on having... I mean, I can use the stations on the inside of this one, can't I? Okay, so let's bring in stone. Let's presume we're doing a bunch of processing here. In fact, this is the laser facility, isn't it? And this is the one that had the other recipe that I wanted, which is... Let's just straight up copy all of this and put it here. Sure. Is that true? That's not true at all. Because I've realized that we can... These things here... are we going to be able to beacon this? Let's do this differently. Let's do this differently so we can beacon this. That is a thing that seems pretty bad, but is mostly going to work, I think. Because the other thing we're going to need is... Yeah, we should probably have some pumps in here, shouldn't we? Let's put that there. Let's make sure that these guys give everything they need. Let's have... Here's a good line because it is away from the tank. And then also let's have a pump in here. And then we can have one of these things like so. And these ones are not going to be charging crystals. These guys are going to be making the laser data, which is... yeah, these guys just spit out laser data. It's fine. That's all that happens to them. Um, and then I don't really know what I'm doing with that though. Like, what did the magnetizing data need? It needed neodymium. And then I'm also making... How fast am I making this laser data? 1 per second. So I'm making like 5 a second if we go and beacon all those. Okay. Can we just... And the answer might be yes. Is if this is... Doing this with yellow belt is going to make it difficult to move to other parts of the... Yeah, let's just go and straight do this with red belt, partly because it just makes these undergrounds go able to go a more standard distance. Good use of words. Because the thing I'm thinking about is these things making magnetizing data, same rate, but they also just need some amount of neodymium. So can we just grab this thing? The hot output is on this side, and now I'm noticing that I've got, like, I think this is the pattern we want to do. You can go over there for a bit. But I think we want to move these guys around because we've got to get... Yeah, if I want beacons and also these guys to share this fluid input and also have these guys doing a thing. I think we move these guys back 2 squares. And then all of this also moves to not even there, to like here? Is this the space that I want? Because I think I'm going to do this with long-handed inserters because we've got those. And they're going to need to be further... Yeah, I guess we do this further away. But we can still... This is still beaconable space, isn't it? Yeah, this is definitely beaconable space. I could even use normal beacons on this and hit all these things. So we're going to do that. Yeah. These... Okay, so these are kind of weirdly offset because these ones don't have the... Is that going to annoy me? I don't think that's going to annoy me. I think that's going to be fine. Also, these guys only need 1. Yes. And then we get all of this stuff out the way. And don't really have a plan for what we're doing with that, other than the fact that we also do need the cold coolant in here, and then we need a train that requests neodymium, which I don't know that I have a train that does that yet. So I think we might also just... Yeah, set one of these up. I don't think I have. I, in fact, do not. Okay, so let's grab... Turn all that stuff off. So I want kind of any... Actually, let's at least get a station on a grid. Let's use the train fuel one that we kind of messed up last time. Because this will give us this thing. We then want... This is not train fuel. This is... I still don't remember how that is spelt, but it's fine. Request neodymium. Yep. Then, yeah, you also can go to just a neodymium filter. It's fine. This is going to be neodymium as well. Do I have a train that does that? I suspect that I don't. Like, I've got this titanium train. Then I need to find where the other stations went. Yeah, neodymium. And We've got a station that's doing that. It's fine. And need to, I guess, have a train that does that. I guess this is why I picked up all these trains that have... that we have... Yeah, we can just have... Yeah, that's going to do what it needs to. Okay, so... set this thing up in the appropriate way. Full to empty. Yeah, that's going to go and do what it needs to. Need some train fuel here. That's a thing we'll deal with later. Need the kind of bad... Like, I reckon I can get away with this station. But it's going to need to go this way for the same reasons. And those things are circuit conditioned, and then we need to connect these to the combinator. And now we should be able to go... Like, how much? You guys don't even need... You don't even need that much. This is fine. You can just roll straight in here, and we can do this... Actually, let's do it here, because this requires slightly fewer power poles. And now we should be making magnetizing data, which is not actually what I wanted to be making. I wanted to be making magnets. What's going on here? You don't have... Why? Okay. Sure. Okay, so now we're making a bunch of these things, right? Yeah, we're making probably quite a lot of these things. That's going to go fine. That would also mean that these guys had stopped making their laser data, and these guys, they'd never started making that data. Okay, so over here we need that neodymium, and we also need... This is the other recipe. We wanted to make magnets as the other thing we wanted to make. Fiberglass reinforced plastic. So let's go to one of the infinite stone stations, which I might also want to upgrade soon. Because over here in the drill bit section, we have this also pretty basic kind of titanium station that we're going to have, I guess, right here. Like, why not? There are no good values to just not... Well, no good reasons to just not slap that in like so. And then... I reckon from here we just run it past this facility. I don't know how I'm getting this stuff out. Maybe I should be running this build. I probably should be running that build the other way. Then we can side load on here, which is fine. And now we've got the two things that we need to be making magnets, in addition to the liquid lead coolant. And the liquid lead coolant also happens to be here. I reckon I can get this out here, can we? Yeah, this is not fantastic, but we'll make a lot of magnets. And where... I guess the magnet train station could be at the top, or something. We can have... Let's do it this way round for no particular reason, but we're still going to have this thing. This is... Both of these guys are now... This train station's disabled. This one is active. Am I making... Bots aren't complaining about it, so I'm probably making these train stations. Then... Yeah, these guys are going to empty their stuff. It's fine. I was looking for a pipe that I can queue. There's a pipe that I can queue. And then also, I mean, are these things fast? I don't think these are particularly fast. 4 seconds. Oh, but they need a lot more neodymium. I guess this is the thing about not having really thought about this ratio. Okay, that's actually kind of easy to address as well. We just do that instead. Because a half, yeah. Then we can have... One of these guys is going to need to be here. And then one of these things here, and one of these things like so. Sure. Okay, so this is going to put cold stuff in here, and then we're going to have hot stuff coming out of here in a way that we can deal with at some point later as well. This neodymium, I think I want to... Do I just want to hack this in badly? What exactly goes wrong if... These are still... Oh no, these are actually on the inside, aren't they? Where is... Can I see a splitter that I can queue? Okay, so there's going to be the nasty solution for that. With this set of boxes are still going to be prioritized below this set of boxes. You are, yeah, less than 600, whatever. Oh wait, did I do the same thing with... You're only connected to the front one. Interesting, but you've also still just, like, yeah, that's all fine. Okay, so we're going to have all of this stuff kind of working. Let's have some more of these as well, because I don't know how many magnets I need. Can I fit in one more? No. Okay, so we're gonna make that many magnets. It's gonna be fine. And then we're going to have these things also just coming out this way. Yeah. And then we kind of want... This is a loading station. This is a loading station with a combinator, which is exactly what we want. Which we can put here. And then, actually, we've still got one yellow belt of these things. So, in fact, this today... Yeah, this is also what we want. And this happens, somehow, to be completely in line with all of those things as well. Not quite sure how that happened, but we'll take it. And then this station over here... I thought I had stations. I guess I do not have stations. That's fine. I mean, this is... We need to revisit these. This won't have a station name yet. It's a thing that's going to be fine. We're not making... Why don't I have cold coolant coming through here? Oh, that's a good reason why I don't have cold coolant through there. This... So that's going to connect the coolant for the magnetizing data. Let's also reverse this belt at this point, because I have no idea what I'm doing with... That's even the wrong kind of data. These guys can actually... They have no space for me. Interesting. So we've got to figure out what we're doing with this data, of which we now have two kinds. We should have two kinds. As soon as this pipe arrives, we should have two kinds of this data. These guys need to bump their requests significantly. Don't they stack to... They stack to 100? Who knows, yeah. So this delay needs to be larger because all of these guys were idle because all 400 crystals were in the air. And we didn't try... The bots didn't try to deliver new crystals until they were leaving the box. At which point, because they're not coming from particularly close, they're coming from like all the way down here. Yeah, these things. But we are going to eventually work through those at some kind of rate. Are these also still one-to-one? They are still one-to-one, so that's fine. Hopefully this stuff is going. It is. I mean, we've got these beacons, so these beacons can go in here like this as well. And we could actually efficiency module those more. In fact, I kind of want to get the... I'm not even making efficiency module 3s at the moment, am I? So maybe we don't do that yet. Why are you... Oh, because everything is full. That's a good reason. Okay, so we've got two types of data. We've got these crystals that we'll use for bot upgrades and things like that. We've got... Do we have magnets? I want to say magnets. No, because I messed that up. Cool. Yeah, we've got magnets. We can even actually connect this train station now. This is not going to be coal. It's going to be from the fusion stage, magnets. And I don't even remember what we need magnets for other than a lot of things. Like, I'm pretty sure we need them in the mall as well. Train limit 1. And then let's also give you a train. Because why not? And then let's also... Let's actually do this train fuel request properly. Where is a station? Over here? These stations? Yeah. And then let's also just give you... You know what? Yeah, you've got that. These guys... Why are you not making anything? Because you don't have fiberglass, because this piece here is missing. Okay. So I think we've got some good stuff built. We've got... Actually, let's also... You guys have probably run out of those initial set of fuel things now, haven't you? Yeah, that's fine. Because the plan for this was always to just grab this request, also put this request over here. Yeah, power grid is back to being a bit sad. Not sure what that was about. Oh, the big turbines stepped it up for a moment. Okay, sure. Yeah, so we're putting magnets on a train, which is pretty good. We're making magnets kind of slowly, which is also pretty good. I think we're going to... Yeah, let's also... I have one of these that still has... Yeah. Last thing to do, I reckon. I realize that I'm pointing the train the wrong way again. So this is pretty good. Are we banking... We're not even banking the steam. We're making... The things we can have like 10 of these before we even worry about fully utilizing one of these liquid heat exchangers. And we've got... We don't have magnet... Oh no, you are working. Output full? Oh, because I didn't connect the hot stuff. Yeah, that's a good reason. Can I actually get... Oh yeah, we will be able to get all the way... We can't get there, but we can get here. Which is fine. Okay, so we're gonna be making magnets. We've completed Spider Run research, which is cool. The last thing I was gonna do, because I'm realizing I want a bunch of efficiency modules as well, and I'm pretty sure I've got the stuff for it now, is we just turn these efficiency module productions back on, because we do want a bunch of these things now. And then I remembered that this is one that wants to get bumped significantly, isn't it? Because it's coming from a long way away. And then these ones, both of these guys, want to be bumped to a lot more. So we'll make some efficiency modules. Yeah, we'll make some efficiency modules. We're getting two kinds of... I think what I wanted to do today was get the crystals done. Or at the fusion stage. Yeah, get these crystals done. We still aren't charging them, but whatever. There's a lot of things we still need these crystals for. Get these crystals done. Get magnets done. Magnets. We've done both of those. These were going to be the things I was going to start next time, and we've also kind of already done 2 of them. Maybe we need to beacon them harder. And in fact, the only one we need to do... Yeah, we've got laser, we've got magnetizing data. We need to do stone, which is also pretty straightforward. So maybe we just want a lot more of those. And then we've got to figure out how this fusion data stuff works. So that's all going to be stuff we look at next time. And yeah, had a pretty good day. Implemented a bunch of things. Power grid is not happy yet. Why is power grid not happy yet? Power grid should be completely fine. Filters requesting 20. Where are the Logibots? Why are they not working? Did I change this? Wait, so so this thing... Okay, so the other thing to do next time is work on getting more fuel in, because we apparently don't have... I wonder how these guys are doing. Yeah, these guys are kind of running down as well. Okay, yeah, more nuclear fuel is also a thing we'll work on next time. Okay, I guess we should have a lot of fuel there now. That should be fine. And then, I mean, I don't think there's anything busted over here. That's not what I wanted to be looking at. Here's what I wanted to be looking at. Yeah, we've got a ton of it. It's just the I bet there was something wrong with the train and me messing around with this stuff and there being different train limits that it was now looking at and it not being able to get enough stuff on the train. I bet there was something about it. Anyway, yeah, next time more of that stuff. We're going pretty good, getting things done.